Hey Soul family, welcome back to the channel. This is the White Feather Tarot, and in today's reading we are doing how to heal your relationship with this person. This could be a friend, a partner, a family member, a boss, a child, you name it. Whoever you have in your mind, this will be the reading for this person today. And to do that, we are going to be picking 3 piles together. So 1, 2, I feel like this one's sticking out. So let's take it. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so for pile number 1, you have journey. For pile number 2, you have gift. And for pile number 3, you have pathway. If you like to pick with crystals, let me add these right now. There we go. So for pile number 1, you have the Onyx. For pile number 2, you have the Mookite Jasper. And for pile number 3, you have the green moss agate. There we go. So take a look at which one of these 3 piles or 3 crystals you're the most drawn to, and that will probably be the pile for you here today. You can do this reading in different ways. You can assign a different person to a different pile, or perhaps you have one person in mind that you want to get more information about, and in that case, see how many piles you're drawn to. If you're just drawn to one, that will be the pile for this person. Several, then these will be the piles for the person you're inquiring about. And as usual, you'll find the timestamps down in the description box. Click on your times and I'll see you in your reading. Hi, pile number 1. Welcome to your reading. You have chosen the card Journey as well as the Onyx. And today we're taking a look at how can you fix your relationship with a person that you have on your mind. And to do this reading, we're going to be using 2 oracle cards, as you can see here. I feel like we need to pull perhaps another card. There we go. And we'll also be using 2 decks. All right, so my dear pile number 1, how can you fix your relationship with this person? So 1, 2, and 3. One, 2, and 3, 4, and 5. All right, so let's see what you have for today's reading. Right, so that's the first card. It says socialite. We have other keywords with the city dweller here. We have shop owner, working class, innkeeper. Okay. How about we keep it here? And you have abuse of technology. Can you see your cards? Yes. You also have technological progress, technological disaster, and use of technology. Right. So let's keep this card there. You have the cat and lavender there with independence. And you have the ram and dahlia with determination. Interesting. Let's take a look at your tarot cards. You have the Emperor. You have the Lover's card. You have the Nine of Pentacles. There. You have the Three of Swords. I feel like with the Nine of Pentacles and the Three of Swords, this is a connection that went from something so beautiful, almost like a dream, to something that is very heartbreaking in this pile. You have the Two of Pentacles, the Hanged Man. I think there was a shift in perspective here. Maybe you didn't see things right all along from the beginning. You may have seen it from the eyes of love towards that person. I see what's going on here. You have the Queen of Swords. This is an interesting pile. Very, very interesting pile. I see there could be a little bit of selfishness here going on. Someone who's enjoying two things or several things. Maybe enjoying your company, but also enjoying something else that could be translated as selfish. And you have the Lover's card here again. There's no doubt with the Lover's card appearing twice in your reading that there is certainly a lot of love and between you and this person you're inquiring about today, whether they're your partner or your boss or your parent or your friend. At the end of the day, we cannot doubt the fact, especially with the ram, that there's a lot of fire, a lot of love, a lot of passion between the two of you. I do see in this Lover's card one person standing there alone. I also see the Emperor rocking back and forth in their place. And so this shows me that a connection here that was meant to work wasn't moving forward, although it had this strong bond and a strong connection, because perhaps someone in the connection was going back and forth with Two of Pentacles between two things that they enjoyed very much. It could be you, of course, since this is a reading about the two of you, but there's also something else that was involved in this connection that was perhaps standing in the way of this connection. Maybe this person, just like we see here in this card, enjoyed consuming something, or maybe this person enjoyed their careers too much. They weren't free to bond with you. Maybe this person had a vice or something that they know wasn't fair for you, wasn't right for you, but they kept doing it because they enjoyed it. And you can really see here with the two ice creams that they enjoyed these two things at the same time, perhaps even equally. One maybe more than the other. It could be you, but there was a vice. There was something at the back of this person's mind, and that's why you were perhaps drawn to the Journey card, because it looks like this person it can't fix that in a matter of a day. They genuinely have to put a lot of work into fixing that. You do have the cat. The cat has 9 lives, which shows me that perhaps there was a lot of chances given because of how beautiful this connection was. But I think something here shifted for you or for that person. Something here in the energy of this connection where one person felt they were standing alone. One situation happened that flipped everything the other way around. It caused either you or the person you're inquiring about to see the situation from a totally different perspective. Now, the way you or this person views this, the person harmed, is, I would say, forever changed. Because I see the tree being taken from its roots. Something drastic happened here. And it caused this relationship to take a different course than it usually would. Perhaps in the past there was a lot of temptations, rocking the connection. You know how you would rock a baby to ease their pain and put them to sleep? That's not working anymore. I see the apples here. There was the temptation of love, or the connection, the love that you had between the two of you, with regards to what type of love this was. The love that you had between the two of you was always the temptation that kept it rocking. And I see now we're moving from the heart to, with the Queen of Swords, to the mind and being firm, setting boundaries. In fact, this Queen of Cups has dropped its cup. No longer seeing the situation the way that it has. Something broke, of course. It's the cup that we're talking about. Something broke that is not so easy to fix. But let me remind you that you do have the cat. And this is a strong symbol. Just as it was in the past, it shall be in the future. This connection has many lives. And it depends on how you decide to work together on this connection and fix it. That's why it's a journey that will decide whether this connection will go in a direction that is very loving, where you can harness the strong love that you have between the two of you, strong love, yeah? Or if it's going to stay the way it is, with perhaps a lot of boundaries and a lot of shift in perspective on what it means. Should you decide to cross that boundary, your love and your bond will be like no other. You would have grown and created balance, and you will experience your connection in a way that many others would love to experience. Now, it's very interesting that I notice in your reading that you have used technology. It makes me think a lot, because on one side you have used technology, on the other side you have abuse of technology. So, could technology be indicative of communication? And do you have a special type of communication going on between the two of you? Like, for example, if this is your manager, then in this case, there's an emphasis on a type of communication that you have. These could be emails, reports, that's highlighted in the reading here. If this is your parents, maybe they are in another country, then this is why technology is here, emphasizing on the connection that you have with this app to connect with them. If this is your partner, maybe you talk on the phone, or you message each other. I'm not really sure yet. Perhaps you picked it up already since it's your pile, but for me, I'm still not really quite sure what it could exactly mean, other than the fact that communication is important to you, but then my mind made me say again, technology is important for your pile. Socialite, working class, shop owner, innkeeper. This card is really making me think that your connection with this person is quite different than your usual connection. Like if this is a relationship, then it's an unusual relationship. If this is your connection with your boss, then you have an unusual connection with your boss. I see both great advantages but also great disadvantages at the same time. There is some sort of dichotomy in energy, because you think here with socialite and shop owner, this is an active street that has many shops, and with socialite, perhaps this is a place where people come and socialize and maybe sit down in a cafe and shop a little bit. With city dweller here, I think there is a dichotomy in energy, because although it's a very busy area, a shop owner, unless there are customers that are coming in, is spending most of their time alone in their shop. So that's the first dichotomy here. The second dichotomy I see is that when we think of a shop owner in a busy city, we're like, oh, you have your own business, you're so lucky. I mean, I have to go to work every day. You get to make your own decisions. You're your own boss. You're very lucky in that regard. But then the shop owner thinks it's not really like that, because it looks like these are advantages that I have, but I can't have it, because they too would lose their reputation if people can't rely on them, that they would open every day. And that includes the days where they are feeling ill. And so to a shop owner, they might be thinking, well, it's even harsher on me. I can't miss a day, that's for sure. I don't have a manager to say, I can't do it today, I'm sorry. They have to go. With regards to not having a boss, maybe they don't have a boss, but they have to deal with the real issues. Like if there is any serious issues going on, it's usually the company that has to deal with it. With the shop owner, they have to deal with everything. They're the ones responsible in front of the law. They don't have a manager, but they have maybe angry customers that aren't pleasant over and over. And so I see overall, with the solitude of the shop owner and the busy city, as well as the advantages and the disadvantages that we've discussed in this card, I really feel like your connection with this person is very unique. And hence, the first advice you're getting is that you have to realize the advantages as well as the disadvantages that you have in this connection with this person. That is not a regular, maybe common connection. Maybe you two understand each other so much in an area and perhaps not in another. And so the way you would handle this connection cannot be an exact match to maybe how a friend has handled it or another person would handle it. Like if people would listen to you and say, oh, do this with your manager, or how can he or she do that, or how can you accept that? First, I would say that although of course you should never accept anything and have clear boundaries, at the same time taking the advice after the points raised here may not be exactly right for you. So the first advice here is to realize that your situation is very unique and different, especially with the love that you have together, than any other regular situation. Second thing I see with the cat here and independence is there seems to be a need for a break in this connection, for sure. There needs to be some solitude here. With abuse of technology, maybe this is too much texting or too much communication. And so there is the advice of pausing and taking some significant break in this connection. There needs to be a space between you and the person you're inquiring about for some time. because emotions are at an all-time high. And with the ram, there could be a bit of stubbornness going on at the moment where you're not moving, the discussions aren't going anywhere. And so this energy needs to dissipate little by little. As you give space, you start seeing the light within the darkness. Maybe, it will shed light on what really is important, what's not. And perhaps it will allow you to go back to the basics, back to what matters and what doesn't matter. And so, as important as communication is for this connection, the abuse of it, too much communication, can hinder it, and the right use of it can make it progress. So that's why you have technological progress on one side and technological disaster on the other. So make sure that you use this tool to your advantage and not against it. You don't want too much, because the energy is certainly stuck at the moment. There's a lot of stubbornness and things aren't moving. Perhaps also emotions are at an all-time high, especially with one side deciding to put a strong boundary, causing the other side to erupt. And always realize the way that you see your situation will be very different from how any other person is going to see it. Can you see it? Sorry. There. No. There. Okay, and the reason I say that is it's the same city, and the way a city dweller would experience this city will be far different from the people working and the shop owners who have a lot of responsibilities to cater to the people coming. So there are people who walk around and enjoy the different cafes and enjoy the experiences, their break time, while it's working time for other people. Meaning, in my opinion here, that your journey is very different from others. And so they could be looking at it from one perspective, but they don't know the ins and the outs of your connection. And so they won't be able to see it correctly and precisely the way you know so much about it. So perhaps this is talking about not really taking the advice that you get from people too seriously, to take it with a grain of salt, because sometimes they could be right. In some areas they could be right, and in another area they could be absolutely wrong. And maybe, for example, they could be right about you setting boundaries, but maybe not right about how to handle the connection. And so make sure that you realize that you are the judge of the situation, that you listen to things and you don't take things as a package. See what works for you as you listen to advice, and disregard the parts that just don't work for you, and you know it, to trust yourself. And at the end of the day, do know that your connection is a journey. It's not just one thing that you can do now that will fix it forever. It's like passing from one station to the other. Together, you learning one lesson, finally understanding it and moving on to the next until that huge thing is fixed. And I wanted to say something here. Yes, I wanted to say that your pile is explaining during that journey, communication, setting boundaries, and taking breaks is very important. To step out, to be independent, to set boundaries when things aren't going right. That's the most important thing. To not abuse communication. To realize that when it's time to back off or time to give a break, to actually apply that until things calm down, and to start discussing things calmly again. And you will realize it is a journey. It's going to take its time with this person, But it does look like you're going to be able to finally, through this journey, mend things beautifully with this person, because there's a lot of love and care here in this connection. But to be firm about it, you know, and not to want it right away. But you will see, I believe, that if you do it right, that you use the temptation right, you know. Temptation is there to keep the bond going, but it's not there to keep what is wrong going. So I believe these two couples, or these two people, were able to handle their temptations correctly, meaning they were able to make use of what it was giving, but at the same time it wasn't all over the place, harming them. I find in this card that there's finally a lot of balance happening in this connection, and fixing things slowly as you take it step by step together. And this, you know, cups breaking and trying to mend them always reminds me of the Japanese process. I keep forgetting its name. Such a beautiful process of mending things with gold, showing that, you know, when you work on things, when you have something that you hold dear and it broke, it's not the end of its life. And these lines are just important part of the story that you've gone through. And as both parties work towards fixing themselves, it makes the connection even stronger and nicer. I do believe you have that type of connection really in this pile, where it's not about being patient on someone that is abusing patience. That's why there's a strong boundary here. But rather to give a space for someone who wants to progress. If this is a person who does not progress, your reading ends here. Remember, we said there are two scenarios. Your reading ends where you have to cut it off. And that's why we've established in the beginning there are two endings here. If the person decides to make a progress and following the beautiful feelings of this connection, this is going to turn out into a healthy connection. But if not, it's going to turn into a connection that makes you stronger with the Queen of Swords, makes you bold, and makes you, it won't make you lose, you know, but will help you mature and grow with strength, personality. You'll able to deal with things in a much better way with your either next boss or next friend or the next type of person who you encounter in this way. And my dear pile number one, this was your reading. That was so interesting. I wish you the best of luck with this person or with any people that you meet. May you always be blessed. And if you've enjoyed it, please give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel so that you never miss a reading that I upload. And please don't forget to check out my 2 productivity books. They could really help you out in your journey of progressing and achieving the things that you want. The Productivity Handbook teaches you how to become a productive person right away with techniques that can help you target even the most intimidating tasks. You know, it teaches you techniques that successful people have been using to make this journey an enjoyable one, because it's not meant to be painful. You know, it's not about waiting for motivation, because motivation comes and goes, but it's really about having a healthy mind shift towards productivity and realizing that it's a process that you're meant to enjoy. Otherwise, you'll just drop it, and not one that you're meant to endure for so long. And if you're interested in checking it out, you'll find a link to this ebook down in the description box. There's also an audiobook if you love listening to your books. And while you're there, you may be interested in checking out the Productivity e-cookbook. This is definitely a sister book that I brought out because I wanted to help you, genuinely help you with your productivity journey. This is a book that I partnered with a nutritionist that I really love and believe in to bring out to you 210 recipes of healthy and delicious meals that are cooked in a matter of minutes, giving you the rest of the day to do what is important for you. And there's a vegan version, by the way, if you're not vegan. If you're vegan, I mean, of course. If you're not vegan, perhaps you can make use of both ebooks because there are no duplicates. And if you're interested in checking it out, you'll find a link to this ebook down in the description box. There's also a vegan version, like I mentioned. And my dear pile number 1, thank you so much for tuning in. I wish you the best of luck, and I'll catch you in the next reading. Bye! Hi, pile number 2. Welcome to your reading. You have chosen the Mookite Jasper as well as this card, gift. So interesting. Let's see how this fits into your reading. And today, these are the decks that we will be using for your pile or for the reading. On the left are the Oracle decks, and on the right are the Tarot decks. Right. So let's get straight into it. We're trying to find out for you today how to heal your relationship with this person that you are inquiring about. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. All right. Let's pick up some tarot cards here. How to heal your relationship with this person that you have on your mind. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so let's see what you have. So, pile number 2. Oh, you have the Freemason. Can you see your card? There. You have the Freemason with Rosicrucian, Camorra, others. Anyways, you have secret society, right? So let's keep that here. You also have scribe. What's up here in this pile? A messenger, writer, philosopher. There's a lot of secrecy here, right? Maybe secret communication or something. Let's find out. Oh, this one fell. And you have social limitations or disease. You have sexual, you have religious. Maybe there could, for some of you, I know this is specific, but for some of you, maybe this is, your connection is pretty different, and for some people in your society, it could be a taboo or something. There's something about your connection, but that's very specific. I know it's not going to resonate with everyone, but there's a lot of talk about your connection. Maybe you two don't reveal everything. Maybe it doesn't have to do with taboo, something being taboo. Maybe you two keep your communication to yourselves, and it's creating a lot of curiosity to the people around you, and they talk and they wonder what's going on, what you're up to. That could be it. I think we have to check the rest of your cards. All right. You have the turtle and coriander with satisfaction. And you have the frog and lotus with metamorphosis. There's so much more to come in this connection. This seems like a very interesting connection, to be honest. But with the turtle here, I feel like things take time in your connection to happen. There's a lot of factors involved, maybe people involved. The situation isn't so easy to fix right away, but it's just like the turtle or the tortoise. It's surely, slowly but surely, things can be fixed, and you have the metamorphosis, shows that there's a lot of growth and I was gonna say challenges. There's a lot of growth, and perhaps going through challenges that will change this relationship, make it blossom into the way that it's supposed to be. All in all, I do see beautiful energy between the two of you. It's just that you have so much to deal with. It's it's not just your issues that you have to deal with. I see that there are layers to this connection. Like, it's not like different values, a disagreement in something. There are so many layers, like societal layer, maybe financial layer, maybe a distance layer. There's so much layers to this connection. With religious, maybe there is a difference in religions or something, or maybe this difference in ideologies, different in values and thoughts. Let's find out more. My dear pile number 2. Where should we put this card? I'll keep it here because I need to add your tarot cards. So, you have the Empress. You have the Fool card. It's not a regular connection. This is maybe a very open-minded connection that others do not understand. Something like that. You have the Moon. A lot of secrecy, for sure, in this connection. Even the gift, it's wrapped and you don't know what's inside. But you know it's good at the end of the day. You have the Hierophant. I think also a part of you is scared in this connection. You don't know what's going to come up. You don't know what's going to lie. And I see that you are very focused on the little details, on the small things, because due to the secrecy or the nature of this connection, you don't want to be surprised by anything that could scare you. And so you're very into every tiny detail going on. You have the Hanged Man. Okay. You have the 10 of Wands. The Moon again, and it's in conjunction to the Moon. The amount of secrecy in this connection. Maybe this is not a person who shares a lot with you. Could be another way to look at this. And you have the 9 of Pentacles ending your reading. So with the Moon card coming up twice, now I see you investigating as well. Yeah, there's a general air of secrecy. There's a need to pass on information with the Hierophant. I feel like maybe people around you are wondering, and you are yourself wondering. There's always lack of information, and perhaps your reading is absolutely guiding you to share more with each other, with the writer and the messenger here. Perhaps it's not easy to do that right away, but it's certainly being encouraged as something to begin doing in this connection. And you will see that you will be, if you're looking at reducing surprises, the answer to your question is communication. Then later on, surprises will be more of a pleasant nature. I see the 9 of Pentacles here. It's a connection that is going to be beautiful. Perhaps the other person doesn't mean to hide information from you. Maybe this is simply training, because the Hierophant trains their listeners. I forgot the name. Trains their... I forgot the word, sorry. So anyways, there's training involved. And so perhaps it's not easy. Maybe it's not easy for you two you're not used to maybe communicating that openly together, but your reading is definitely encouraging you to open up. Why? Because with lack of communication, as you can see, things will be distorted. You will misunderstand things from your side. They will misunderstand things from yours. They won't know what you want. Maybe they'll start guessing, or the other way around. And with lack of information, at least even if something is not going right, you will be able to analyze it better, and maybe your mind can make it even bigger than it is. And so in order to really lighten the heaviness in this connection, really the key here is to illuminate, is to be illuminated. Even the Hanged Man is about being uncomfortable for a while in order to find their way, in order to find a realization that will help them grow. And so it may be for one reason or the other in this connection uncomfortable. Maybe this is your manager and you're not used to talking to each other. Maybe your manager is worried that the other co-workers will feel like you're their favorite if they communicate with you. Maybe this is your partner who's not used to speaking with you. Maybe this is a parent and so on who's not used to communicating. And so at the end of the day, I feel like there is discomfort in opening up or in communication for one reason or the other. But it's highly being advised here. And to do that, to go through this metamorphosis, and it is a metamorphosis because the relationship is changing shape afterwards. It has to be taken slowly. You cannot just push yourself or the other person to simply open up and talk and feel comfortable right away. With satisfaction here, I feel like it's about doing things comfortably in a way that is satisfactory for both you and the person you are inquiring about. To not cross that boundary, of course. I mean, to come out of your comfort zone is exactly what I want to say. In a way that it may be a bit, uncomfortable, but it's not absolutely uncomfortable to the point where you can't do it. But if you do stick to it, although it could be uncomfortable, maybe this is communication of difficult things, especially that the Empress is holding insects and taking a look at insects, and she's allowing the insects to be around her. And usually we would have an uncomfortable feeling with insects, but you do see the Empress here nurturing that and saying, okay, so what's comfortable? Maybe we need to take a closer look at what's uncomfortable and see why it's uncomfortable. Otherwise, it may get out of hand between the two of you and things may get bigger. Especially with religious appearing here and sexual. These are topics that are not easy to handle, And so it's not religion and something sexual per se. It's just energy showing that it's things that you would rather avoid, but you're being invited to take a closer look at and to actually discuss. So I don't know, of course, who this person is, but if this is your manager, for example, then maybe you're not comfortable telling them, hey, I have been getting so much work and I have to do this and I have to do that. I feel like maybe it's only fair if I get compensated. I would love to do my work, of course, but I feel like I deserve to also be compensated. To have that tough talk. Because otherwise, maybe your manager doesn't mind or can figure something out, but without speaking, you could think that they're trying to take advantage of your work and that they don't care about you and things can get bigger, when really maybe it's highlighting things to them so that they understand that maybe they aren't absolutely fair to you, or that you actually really deserve to do something. And so whatever this type of connection is, there's, like I said, an invitation to have a conversation about the hard stuff, but to approach it little by little, and one comfortable step after the other. And you will realize that you will be celebrating one milestone. Can you see that? Yeah. One milestone after the other, which will lead to the 9 of Pentacles, of you feeling very happy, very satisfied, and you're not leaving any room for anything undiscussed to get out of hand, but rather now things are contained and you both in this connection are very happy. There's a healthy give and take going on in this connection. And so this relationship will turn from worry of surprise, worry of surprise, to a real gift of beautiful things to come between the two of you. Certainly a transformation. And so the highlight is no more guessing, putting yourself in a bit of an uncomfortable decision. Maybe it's a decision. And an uncomfortable situation a little bit as you break that secret code little by little. Share information little by little, and you will see that just like clockwork, things will start working out beautifully between the two of you. So endure that discomfort in order to reach the comfort that you want in this beautiful connection. And this is exactly what I see for you, my dear pile number 2. I truly hope you've enjoyed this reading. And if you have, please give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel so that you never miss a reading that I upload. And please don't forget to check out my 2 productivity books. The Productivity Handbook could really help you become a productive person right away by shifting your mindset from having to endure productivity and that it's something that, takes a lot of bad feelings and bad energy from you, to really understanding the healthy mindset to productivity and how to truly enjoy this journey. You're not meant to suffer. It's full of techniques on how to approach productivity, how to handle even the most intimidating tasks very easily. And if you're interested in checking it out, you'll find a link to this ebook down in the description box. There's also an audiobook if you love listening to your books. And while you're there, you may also want to check out the Productivity e-cookbook, which is a sister book to this book, because it truly helps you have time to be productive all while being healthy. I've partnered with a nutritionist that I really love and believe in to bring out 210 recipes of healthy and delicious meals that are cooked in a matter of minutes, giving you the rest of the day to do what is important for you. There's also a vegan version if you're vegan. If not, you can definitely make use of both ebooks, because there are no duplicates in recipes in both books. And perhaps this way you'll have a plethora of healthy and delicious meals to choose from for not just the rest of the year, but maybe even for the rest of your life. I truly hope you enjoy these 2 books. They were done with love and with complete adamancy to making you make use of these books and become the productive person that you want and achieve the dreams that you want. And if you're interested in checking either of these 2 books out, like I mentioned, you'll find them listed down in the description box. And my dear pile number 2, all the best of luck in this connection and any connection that you value in your life. And I'll catch you in the next reading. Bye. Hi, pile number 3. Welcome to your reading. You have chosen the green moss agate as well as the card Pathway. And today, these 2 cards, we're taking a look at how to heal your relationship with the person that you are inquiring about today. Okay, so I see these are 2 as well. So these are your oracle cards, and these 2 will be the oracle decks that we will be using for the reading today. Right, so let's get straight into it. How are you advised to heal exactly your relationship with the person you are inquiring about? These are 6. Okay. Let's now pick up your next deck. How are you advised to heal exactly? 1, 2, 3, and 4. This relationship that you have with this person. Now, this person could be anyone, as you have seen from the title of this reading. It could be a friend, a partner, a manager, a parent, a child, you name it. All right, so let's now check out your oracle cards. Ooh, so you have bomb. plane crash, asteroid, tornado. In all cases, we have air disaster, right? So maybe something isn't really going right at the moment. Something is chaotic. I'm sure this is why you're clicking on the reading, but it's not a small issue. This is certainly a chaos or some big issue that happened here in this pile for sure. You have abuse, abuser, rescuer, and enabler. Abusive relationship, right? Don't ever, with cards, take things at face value. Always wait to see how it relates to the rest of your reading. So for some of you, it could be abuse, but it may just be tension that happened in communication between you and this person. Maybe there was different understanding of a situation, or maybe someone was a bit selfish, or it could simply be you two being very passionate about one thing and the other, and it could have resulted in a big clash. We can certainly see from your energy some sort of big clash happened here. It's no small one, and perhaps that energy is meant to show a lot of hurt that happened between the two of you. All right, let's check out the rest of your cards. Oh my God, you have the skunk and magnolia with protection. Yeah, I think here, I'm not gonna lie to you, I really feel in this pile that a lot of hurtful things have been said and done, both said and done, that were just really bad. Because you know the skunk, it sprays that awful odor that sticks for a couple of days. Actually, it's horrible. So yeah, something nasty here, perhaps due to a lot of an eruption of emotions. A lot of things were said and done that were absolutely hurtful. But then you have the magnolia here, and the magnolia has thick petals. It's actually one of the ancient flowers, and it evolved and learned how to protect itself from predators. So perhaps these things were said and done, thinking that, not realizing that it was going to hurt the way it did, but it did, obviously. The things that were said and done did hurt a lot. But when they were said and done, maybe the person saying it or doing it didn't realize the type of effect it would have. Maybe they realized they relied more on the other person having thicker skin, and maybe they were wrong. It's not about having thick skin. Maybe it was about being careful on what to say and do. Let's find out more. So you have the marten and foxglove with mischief. You know, mischief gives me that type of double feeling, you know, where someone could be doing something playful, but it could hurt. Especially that foxglove is related to the planet Mars. So something that was thought of as playful, or it doesn't necessarily have to be playful. Maybe it's something that was thought of as not such a big deal, turned into a war with Mars. Why do I say Mars? Because I believe the goddess Hera put a foxglove on the goddess Flora to impregnate her with Mars. So it led to the birth of a war, and is the type of energy that I'm seeing in your pile. Let's find out more, my dear pile number 3. You know, you'd look at your main card and you go, oh, this is going to be a beautiful pile full of butterflies. But we do see that it's not starting off as such. There's a lot of wars, a lot of fighting, a lot of anger, as you can see, a lot of, with the bad odor here, it makes me feel like things that shouldn't be said, you know. You would think that's not a classy or civilized thing to say. It's not the right behavior to do. That's the type of thing I'm feeling. Let's find out more, my dear pile number 3. You have the 5 of Cups. Can you see your cards? Yeah, there we go, the 5 of Cups. You have the 10 of Wands, and again, something going rotten. I mean, it couldn't be a coincidence at this point. See, bad odor, something toxic. Yes, something toxic. And the nest here shows that it should have been more homey. That's the feeling that you lack with the 5 of... No. This is not the 5 of Pentacles. My apologies. The 5 of Cups has to do with remorse. You have the 8 of Cups. And although it's the 8 of Cups, there's lack of freedom. Maybe moving away. Maybe this is an invitation to move away to find your freedom. And you have the Wheel of Fortune. Even the Wheel of Fortune is attacked. Pile number 3. That's why you have the 8 of Cups. I'm starting to think here that your reading is actually telling you to move away. Do you have a pet? To move away with your pet or something. Or your child. To move away with your pet or your child. Yeah, because maybe even your pets or your children are stuck. I don't know. We didn't reveal the rest of your cards. Let's find out more. You have the 4 of Wands. You have the 4 of Pentacles. This could be a very selfish person. Also, maybe with all of the coins here in the 4 of Pentacles, of course, this is misery. The High Priestess. That's not good energy here, pile number 3. I have to be honest with you. Honestly, this is not good energy. I think you can also see it in the cards here by now. You have the 2 of Swords. You're faced with 2 very tough decisions to make. And so leaving, maybe you know you should leave. But part of you is not leaving because maybe this person is important to you or something. Maybe this is important family or something. Or this is your work. Maybe this is your job. You have Strength. Such a beautiful card. And you have the Magician. And they are the 2 cards that are in conjunction with the 4 of Wands and the Wheel of Fortune. I think I really have to think about it. And in fact, I really do see the High Priestess doing the same thing here. Deeply thinking about this connection. And so the first thing I see as your invitation, maybe this is a person who's affecting your home. Maybe you regret something. But it's also not so easy to leave, because although the 8 of Cups is a card of leaving, I see something is keeping you stuck. Maybe you need this money, or maybe you are there for your children. Something is keeping you there. It's not so easy to just leave right away. I will tell you something, my dear pile number 3. Although you're trying to figure this situation out with this person, and you don't know if you should leave, and if you're going to leave, how you're going to do that. It's not so easy. There's a lot of war. There's a lot of regret. And you really feel that this person is selfish, maybe not even thinking about anyone but themselves. Your path is clear. There will come a time where you will be able to move out of this connection very freely. And when I said very freely, I saw the bombs. Maybe this person will be bringing this tumultuous energy to destroy themselves without realizing. So that's the first thing I can tell you, is that your path in the future, it's clear. There's so much hope. And in fact, with the Magician and the Strength card here, I feel like you are strong because you may have an ancestor or a spirit guide or a guiding angel that is standing there strong for you, not allowing you to be harmed. Hold on, I have to adjust the camera. Okay. So like I was saying, you are choosing between two thoughts. And so part of you would love to walk away, but maybe you don't know what to do if you do in fact walk away. And the other part of you is thinking, right, why don't I try to make things better? But you do see here that this is a very toxic person. And you may regret sticking around, because they will never think about anything, it seems, with the Four of Pentacles, but themselves and the things that they love. And so here, I do see that you will realize that you will see that things aren't going to stay the same. Things are ever changing. And there will rise a great opportunity that you're not expecting, that will help you, almost seems like magically, to walk away from this situation. And I really see that the magic here is coming from an ancestor or a spirit guide or a protective angel. What is it called? A guardian angel that is there helping you out and protecting you from this situation. And although you cannot see ahead, you will be actually soon, with the Four of Wands and the Wheel of Fortune, finding yourself very fortunate to be not just out of the situation, but to be in a very beautiful situation where you're going to look back and think, wow, how was I in this terrible situation in the past? So it's not, things aren't going to stay at all the way they are. And so out of the two options of whether you should stay or try to fix it, you have the Eight of Cups. And the choice is to at least know within you, although you may be feeling stuck at the moment, that you want to free yourself, with the birds here, to walk away. And with the High Priestess, it shows that little by little information will be revealed to you, because the High Priestess is the gatekeeper of secrets between this world and the other world. Little by little, in the right time, information will be revealed to you, and you will start to see how you can walk out of this situation. But until then, your advice is to know that you're not going to be staying there for long, for sure. You're not meant to fix this. This person has a lot to deal with. It's not for you to think about. Your own path is going to be clear. If you stick around to the energy of this person, it's self-destructive, almost imploding, in which they will later, unfortunately, be the cause of this implosion happening in their lives. Imploding upon themselves, or within themselves. And so here you can see, don't build on something that is toxic and is about to fall. Also, the Ten of Wands shows me here that you may not be realizing this, but you're at the very end of connection with this person. Almost like what's keeping you together are fibers that are gonna break down. It's very fragile at the moment, and it is going to finally break, where you are on a beautiful, clear path. You're moving on. And they will be facing their own karma. It's not going to be easy now as you walk away. Five of Cups. They have an opportunity to fix their own lives and fix things with you. But with the Five of Cups, they continue to focus on one thing and not giving themselves the chance to look at things in the right way and look at the benefits and the blessings that they have. To look at what's important. They keep focusing on one thing that will eventually, unfortunately, make them implode. And that's so sad. But until then, until the path is clear, you're not meant to have this information now. But until then, my dear pile number 3, don't blame yourself for this type of abuse, or don't blame yourself for these types of lashes. And do know that this person is acting from a shadow place. That they're not maybe acting normal. That they are, in fact, the irrational one. And do know with the mischief that they do realize that they are playing games here and there with you, trying to maybe annoy you or hurt you or make you think. And at the end of the day, they rely, in fact, on the fact that you are quite a stable, rational person. And it helps them, this fact that they know for sure, helps them fully focus on what they want the most. I think they want everything for themselves, to the point where they could be confused and unhappy. Yeah, this is a person who, there's this energy of knowing exactly what they want, but not knowing exactly what they want. Let me try to explain what I want to say here. It's like wanting something and the opposite of it, but keeping them together is not going to work. And so perhaps through rage, they're trying to make something illogical work. And so they don't know what they want anymore. Very confused person. Don't try to fix something that is really unstable. They don't know, that is about to implode. They don't have the intention of fixing at all. They have so much to deal with. And it will regularly lead to war. Lead to saying and doing things they shouldn't do. And maybe because you're so rational, you're trying to make things work. But at the end of the day, I think my throat in this pile is trying to clear. Maybe you're not talking. There's something about the throat chakra. I keep ignoring it and it keeps coming up. I'll think about this in a second. But I do want to say that things aren't going to be the same for you. Things are about to change. So what are you supposed to speak up about? I think I need assistance with cards, because that's the new idea being introduced here with my throat chakra constantly. It finally took my attention. What's with the throat chakra here? There's another advice here, by the way. 8 of Pentacles and 2 of Pentacles. Both of them, I see training, you know. Here, I see someone with the 2 of Pentacles. 2 of Pentacles is like balancing 2 things at the same time, or weighing between 2 decisions. But here, I see someone weighing so many things, like learning to juggle and practice. Learning to practice. So this energy is certainly saying this does not mean to stay quiet. Of course, not get into war, but at the same time, try to practice the vibration of your sound. Meaning, don't also at the same time let it go completely. I think you need to, in a balanced way, with all the 2s here, in a balanced way, speak your truth or set boundaries, but don't let it escalate until it creates a problem. That means setting boundaries, but don't react to everything that they say, because otherwise it's going to escalate. Just set your boundaries and don't react to much later on. Do know that they're trying to get a reaction out of you. Don't ever give it to them. But at the same time, that doesn't mean not to speak at all. It means to voice out with strength what you need, calmly but strongly, and not to then get consumed in the fights. But later on, my dear pile number 3, you will see that this whole situation is going to resolve. You don't know what's coming for you. Obviously, there's more to your reading here. There's so much coming up that it will make you feel very fortunate and lucky. It's going to feel magical, and it's absolutely going to help you release yourself from this energy, stuck energy that perhaps this person feels a little bit happy that you're in. You're going to be free in a beautiful path moving forward, my dear pile number 3. This is exactly what I see in your reading. I wish you the best of luck in your whole life. I wish that you're able to preserve your boundaries, stand strong, and at the same time be patient as things reveal themselves to you. Very soon you'll be celebrating, my dear pile number 3, and this will be a whole thing of the past. This was your reading. If you've enjoyed it, please give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel so that you never miss a reading that I upload. All the best of luck with that, my dear pile number 3. You will see. Maybe hard to believe now, but you will see. And please don't forget to check out my productivity books, my dear pile number 3. These books could really help you out with your productivity journey. The productivity handbook teaches you how to become a productive person right away. It has techniques that help you tackle even the most intimidating tasks. These techniques help you open up your mind to brilliant ways of approaching productivity and become a productive person. It also teaches you a healthy mindset of not, like, for example, not waiting for motivation, because that's the key. It teaches you how to be productive without waiting for motivation, because motivation is a feeling that comes and goes. You can't really rely on it. And you can't also endure heavy feelings all the time, because otherwise you'll just drop it and you won't do it. And so it's full of information on how to approach productivity the right way. I'm sure you're going to love it. And if you're interested in checking it out, you'll find a link to this ebook down in the description box. There's also an audiobook if you love listening to your books. And while you're there, you might want to check out the other supportive book. It's called the Productivity e-cookbook. This is a book that I partnered with a nutritionist that I really love and believe in to bring out to you 210 recipes of healthy and delicious meals that are cooked in a matter of minutes, giving you the rest of the day to do what is important for you, to manifest your dreams, and to do the things that your heart is calling for. And if you're interested, oh, by the way, this ebook, there's a vegan version. And if you're not vegan, perhaps you can make use of both ebooks because there are no duplicates. And if you're interested in checking any of the ebooks out, as I mentioned, you'll find them listed down in the description box. And my dear pile number 3, thank you so much for tuning in. I wish you the best of luck, and I'll catch you in the next reading. Bye!